Hello, Medfield, and thank you once again for watching what happens at the Senior Center in Medfield. We have two people today from the center. One is somebody that is new to the game, that's Bob Heald. And the other one, I think you might know that lady over there. Roberta's been head of the Council on Aging for a long time. But this is Bob Heald's first time here. He's the chairman of the Council on Aging. And he's going to explain the relationship between the Council on Aging and the Senior Center, and what they do and what's going on. And then Roberta will tell us what's going on at the center in general. So Bob Heald, and you live here, where do you live in Medfield?
I live on Carol Ann Drive in Medfield, and I've been in Medfield for about 7 years now. And probably my first contact with the center was I went down there one day to see what was going on, and everybody down there was just so friendly and nice that I just began going down there. And I got involved with FOSSE, which is the Friends of Medfield Seniors, which is the organization that fundraises for the Council on Aging. After getting involved with that for a little bit, then Roberta suggested that maybe I might think about joining the Council on Aging because they had a vacancy. So I did that a little over a year ago, and love being on it. Love helping out with the center. The people down there are just wonderful. So this past June, I was elected chairman. So the Council on Aging basically is a committee of 5 people that are appointed by the Board of Selectmen. If anybody has a desire to serve on this committee, they just have to make that known to the Board of Selectmen. And,
are there any vacancies now?
We still have one.
One.
Yes. We had 2, and we have hopefully filled one of those vacancies, and we have one more.
And who's currently on the board?
Is
this a memory test?
This is a memory test that I probably will fail, because I'm terrible with names. Gwen Centauri.
Okay, I know Gwen.
Mel
DeRoss.
Mike
Clancy. Myself. And we have one vacancy.
And the vacancy, yeah.
And the COA's responsibility is, we're supposed to oversee what's going on at the Senior Center and basically provide programs and things for the seniors of Medfield. And that's, not only social things, but if they need medical things. One of the things that is done through the Senior Center is rides to medical appointments. And that's done through a volunteer program. They have, I don't want to take away all your stuff.
No, keep talking.
What we call the club, which is a respite care program where this provides for the caregivers to be able to leave the person that's in their care at the Senior Center 2 days a week, and the staff at the Senior Center looks after them. They run all kinds of social programs, such as there's all kinds of card games going on down there no matter when. There's art classes, there's
quilting, I know. Quilting,
yes,
today.
And I think there's a sewing group too, and knitting, and all kinds of exercise classes, which is great.
It's really good.
It's yoga and everything else. Yeah. And on the social end of it, we have during the summer on Wednesday nights we usually have a cookout, like every other Wednesday night or so.
Wednesday, yeah.
And those are very well attended. Usually there's some sort of entertainment with them, and everybody likes those. We had what was called a dine around just a week or so ago, where we went to a restaurant in
Mendon.
It's actually in the Mendon Bellingham line. Absolutely phenomenal food.
Did you go on the senior bus, or how did you go there?
Yes, we went on the senior bus. That's another one of my activities down there. I, time to time, will drive the senior bus.
You've driven me, and you haven't crashed up yet when I've
Haven't
been on
crashed
board.
up yet. But that's, that's about what I have.
So I just want to jump in and
Yeah.
say, sometimes we've experienced that it's hard to get new people to come into the center, like the young, the 65 to 72-year-old person. Sometimes they're a little hesitant to come in. And I like what you said, when you 7 years in the town and then you come into the center after, what you were there.
Maybe 6 months.
Right. And you came in and it wasn't intimidating and it was welcoming. And really, I think sometimes people think that it's just older people there, but your experience is
No, there's a lot of people that are, not everybody's 80 years old. We have some 80-year-old people, and they're so much fun. But there's a lot of people in their 60s and early 70s.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a place for, anybody, really. I mean, it is geared to seniors, but some of the trips, like to Castle Island and whatnot, I know that some younger people have come with us. That's no problem.
right.
We welcome them. But a mixture is always nice, in
Sure
my
it is.
opinion.
Yeah.
It sure
Yeah,
is.
so that's good to get that word out because, we're, some of our people are aging out of the center. I mean, 15 years, I've seen people be there and participate and no longer with us. And so you just want to get people to know that it's a great place to come into and begin participating like you did. And
Yeah.
And you're right that it's welcoming. I was always surprised. When I voted for the senior center and the bus and all that, I never thought I'd use it. I really didn't. I was going to work forever. I was going to be able to drive forever. And I'm amazed at how welcoming the staff is. Terrific. They really are. As I've told you before, there isn't a bad one in the group.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're
good
we're
staff.
very lucky to have them.
Yes.
I mean, Susan takes care of the things like if I need a ride to the doctor, she
Yep.
can arrange that. Bill, the bus driver, the regular bus driver, he's a hoot. He's a really funny,
Yep.
funny guy. And then Cheryl does several of the other groups, the low vision group and several of the others. And she's a social worker. I mean, they're good people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They
it's
really
good
are.
for people. So one of the other roles you have is on the FOSSI, group. And FOSSI's has a big thing in front of them right now. We're calling it, or you're calling it the FOSSI Challenge. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yep. We branded this the FOSSI Challenge, and we had a very generous Medfield resident come to us and offer to make a sizable contribution, and he wanted to set up a challenge grant. So what the nuts and bolts of this are, he has already given us, or his family has already given us $10,000,
Mm-hmm.
and he has pledged another $40,000 if we match it. And that will be given to us in $10,000 increments. So we've got 10, we raise 10, and he'll give us another 10.
Sounds good to
And
me.
this on up to $40,000. So if we raise everything under this, this will mean $90,000 to FOSSI. And this will be used for programs at the center. To date, I think we're a little over $7,000. We've already raised $7,000.
That's terrific.
So we're well on our way to that first 10. There's one little catch in this, and that is we need to do this by December 31st. So we are you're going to see us all over the place. You'll see us in bright orange t-shirts on Medfield Day with FOSSI Challenge across the front of it, and you should seek us out.
Okay.
So, any contribution, big or small, is greatly appreciated. And remember, whatever you're giving to FOSSI, someone else is going to match that contribution.
Where is your booth on Medfield Day, Bob?
It's on Main Street.
North Street.
You mean North
North
Street?
North Street,
Okay,
I'm
mine's
sorry.
on North Street too. What part of North?
I don't know exactly where
I'm right at the head of the pond.
I think we're right around that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I have a booth too. I make
The
scarves all year.
scarves, yep.
And it's a free scarf with your donation to the Cancer Society. And last year we hit 259, and I'm hoping we'll do better this year too. It's a great, and we pass out brochures for breast cancer, because breast cancer awareness month is October, just to alert people that it's coming. So there are all kinds of good things going on at Medfield Day.
Oh, yeah. I can remember the first Medfield Day that I went to. I was overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that was going
Isn't it
on.
amazing? And that was only 7 years ago.
And especially the sausage sandwiches. And I know where they're located.
Is that the Lions Club?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, right. Yeah, so Fosse's been really supportive to the Council on Aging since the building, well, before the building that we're in now, back at the BAF Center, they were a pretty active group.
And how does somebody get on that?
Oh my goodness.
Step forward and say, I'd like to join.
Who do they step forward to?
Just come down to the center.
Who's the chairman of Fosse now?
Chuck Conti.
Oh, is it Chuck? Okay.
Yeah. We would welcome new people to Fosse.
It's good to keep the old people. It's good to get new people too, though.
Right.
No question.
Yeah.
And I think having a few more hands, especially all the time, but especially with this challenge that Fosse has, I think that it helps more people involved. It helps spread the word, you know?
Yep.
Yeah. We talked about this the last time I was on. It was just kind of starting. But they have put together a great board, a pledge board with envelopes with different amounts that you can pledge, and that'll be available at Medfield Day.
Are we going to get a picture of that today?
Yep.
Good.
Yep. We'll get a picture
that'll
of
be
that
on.
today, and so people can see that. And we have one in the lobby of the center for people if they come in, and they can pull a pledge envelope off. And so I think it's going to be great, because one of the things I know Bob mentioned about programming and all, but as we talked in the car, this is really in our best interest for Fosse to do this, because we're planning for the future, and everybody knows about the baby boomers turning 60, and that population is going to explode. And sometimes the center, as big and wonderful as it is, it feels a little small when every classroom
Is filled.
is full, and you know, programs in the halls, and sometimes we have meetings out in the lobby area, you know. So sometimes, 89% of the time, the building is fully utilized. So, you know, we're thinking of the future and what our needs might be. And of course, our respite program that has been so successful that we could probably accommodate more people if we had more space. So it's for the future, you know.
What's going on at the center now? Anything exciting going on in September?
So we do. We have quite a few new programs starting. We have a new art course starting with a new art instructor.
Who's that going to be?
I have to look. Barbara. Mulford is her last name.
Okay.
And that starts on September 21st. It's a Wednesday. We need, though, you know, some of these classes that are starting, like the diabetes self-management program, we need a minimum number of people in order for the class to run. So I would ask that people grab a newsletter if they don't have it mailed to their house. They're around town. They're at the center. We have the diabetes self-management program. We have the drawing and painting program starting. We have line dancing starting. We have a new yoga class that has to do with strength, stretch, and balance, and that's going to be Thursdays at 8:45. In October, we have Jane Blair coming in with her Art Matters program.
And what's that?
That's an awareness about art. It's kind of an interesting art. We've showed those video classes on our Thursday video classes, and we've had several art courses that we've shown. But this is where the instructor brings, like, the museum to your facility. So they'll be bringing in copies of the artwork and discussing them and talking about the period of time that they were created. So it will be a very interesting program.
Good.
Art Matters,
Good.
yeah. And then one thing people need to know, we have the assessors coming in to talk about the real estate tax exemptions that seniors can qualify for. And there are many different exemptions that are available to people on age, disability, visual impairment, all sorts of different things. And she'll be in, Yvonne will be in to talk about the exemptions that people can qualify for.
And what day of the week will that be?
Yep, and that I have to tell you is Monday, September 12th, and that will be right after lunch at 12:30. So she'll be there to talk about that. You know, you mentioned about the exercise classes, Bob. We have so many, 12 of them. But Kim Bareka, one of our instructors, will be doing individual fitness assessments on people.
Oh, really? Oh, that's interesting.
Yep, and that's going to happen on Wednesday, September 21st, starting at 11:30, and you just come in and you sign up, and she will put you through some, I'm going to say general sort of exercises with weights, and to see, you know, where you are and what you should focus on. 'Cause
I like that.
Yeah, and it's no cost, and she will make suggestions what you need to work on. So definitely, if anybody's interested in that fitness assessment, we just say just come in and sign up on those clipboards, you know. And Kim's there on Mondays and Wednesdays at 9:30 and 10:30. I think are her two classes, Exercise for Life 1 and 2. So great exercise classes at the center.
You have some great ideas.
Well, yes. Oh, the other thing Fosse has coming up is Chico's Fashion Show. And so that's going to be on Wednesday, September 21st at 4 o'clock. And we'll have a little social to go along with it. And Stephen DeQuattro from the Canton Chico store will be there, and he'll bring in, usually he brings in, this is our third fashion show we've had, 8 to 12 outfits, and he talks about all the, you know, the tops and the bottoms and the belts and the scarves, and puts it all together. So it should be a fun time. So we'll be selling tickets for that. Tickets are $5, and that $5 will be part of a Fosse Challenge event.
Great.
Yeah, so that's good. And so we have a couple of trips planned coming up. So we have a trip to Foxwoods on September 20th, and the bus will be leaving at 8:15. So that's always a nice get out of Medfield day trip, you know, for $25, and you get a lunch, you get the buffet.
I've never done that.
You know, if
I
you
am
like
so cheap. I don't think I could bet.
Well, you know what? I go and I dabble with the slot machines, but it's really just walking around and seeing the people, and they have a whole new shopping mall there, the outlets there. So it's really it's a nice afternoon just to do something different. And you know, $25, and you get your lunch, and you get $10 in slot play. So it's a fun thing.
Doesn't sound so bad.
Not bad. Not bad.
Doesn't sound bad at all.
October 13th, we have a day trip going to the Norman Rockwell Museum and lunch at the Red Lion Inn. And that should be prime foliage time. So, you know, we still have plenty of seats for that. People are interested.
Norman Rockwell was part of my youth. I still remember his covers on the Saturday Evening Post that we used to get every month, and we got excited when a Norman Rockwell painting was on the cover. Really exciting. There's a museum for him in Philadelphia where I grew up.
Yeah,
that we went to several times.
We've never done this trip before to the Norman Rockwell Museum.
He always makes me smile when I see his paintings.
Yeah. And then, so 2 new ones, and they're Saturday trips and open to the community. We are Saturday, November 12th. We're leaving Medfield at 6:30. We'll be traveling to New York City to see the 9/11 memorial and the museum. 15 years since that tragedy, and so I thought, well, maybe there are people that would like to venture and go see that. So we have that planned. And then Saturday, December 31st, New Year's Eve, we are revisiting our New Year's Eve party on the Odyssey on the Boston Harbor, and the bus will be leaving the center at 9:30. I had a great time last year. And everybody else had a great time last year.
I bet they did.
So why not? I hear people say that, the weekends can be a little long, and this is New Year's Eve, and so why not be festive and pull the bus up to the center and head into Boston and have a great Happy New Year at noon.
But I've heard other friends, I've been a widow for 2 years now, and I've heard other friends who were living alone, and weekends are the hardest.
Yeah.
That's why I'm thrilled to have something like that going on Saturday. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Then we leave at 9:30. We get back to Medfield around 4. So it's a nice day. So we'll see how many.
It's a super idea.
We have a few people have already signed up for it, which is pretty encouraging.
And they'll pick people up at their house if they can't get to the center?
Well, we try to buddy people up. So if we know that there's somebody who wants to go, we try to find someone who's also going that will transport them. That's sort of an individual basis, but that's the newer policy that's been established. So, but we're always flexible. That's what I say. We're always flexible at the center.
You have to be.
Yeah. Even
they'll find a way.
Exactly.
And to live that long, the old people have to be flexible too, or else we wouldn't still be here.
Yes. And I just want to talk about, which again is open to the community, the Diabetes Self-Management Program. And it's a program that the Foxborough Council on Aging got a grant to offer this to other Council on Aging. So I decided I'd like to run this program, and it actually is a program developed out of Stanford University. And there is no cost for it. It begins on September 30th. It runs for 6 weeks. You need to make a commitment of 4 weeks for the program, but it really does teach people how to manage their diabetes, their pre-diabetes, or their family history of diabetes. So it's not just an actual diagnosis of diabetes, but if you have that family history, because there is a tendency for that to follow, this is open to you. It should be very informative. It should be very helpful. And this is another one of those programs I hate to miss out on, because here it is a great program. There's no cost, and you can only learn from it. But we need 8 people for it. So I need people to sign up for it if they're interested. And again, it's open to the community.
Regardless of age?
Yes. I mean, people need to have this kind of information for a chronic illness that they may have, or they have a family history of, or they may even be in that pre-diabetes state. So I think it's be very helpful. Yeah. So I am thinking that we just want to revisit our FOSSI challenge and really give that few more plugs, because there's an opportunity for the Friends of Medfield Seniors to have a $40,000 match if we can fundraise that.
Yeah, so one of the places that you can give to this, if you come down to the center, there's the board that will be in the lobby at the center. It will also be at Medfield Day, and you can take a pledge envelope there, and it'll tell you how to get your contribution in. Also, in our monthly newsletter, on the back page, there is a coupon there that you can cut out and send in with your donation.
Oh, that's good too.
So that's there. And again, I would, any contribution, no matter how small or how large, is welcome.
And it would be tax deductible?
It's tax deductible, yes. FOSSI is a 501c3 organization. So all contributions are fully tax deductible that are made to FOSSI. This is also for you people who might have IRAs out there that you have to take required minimum distributions out of. FOSSI is an organization that you can make a charitable deduction to out of that minimum distribution. And I know that one person has done that already. So again, we have to have it done by December 31st.
Okay.
So step up, please.
Step up. And you'll be there on Medfield Day ready.
Medfield Day, I'll be ready. I'll have
On
my
North Street.
I'll have my orange shirt
Bright
on in
orange
Medfield.
shirt. Yep.
On North
And you
Street in
can't
the
miss
booth.
me. I'm not the smallest guy in the room.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So.
Do you have anything else to add, Roberta?
No, I just with September coming along, it's always good. I always think that's the start of our season. Our monthly breakfast starts on September 22nd, and Selectman Mike Marcucci will be there to speak. So this is like the start of our season in September. So I welcome everyone to come to the center, and like Bob did, he just came in and he found it very positive and welcoming. So if there's no age there. I say this all the time.
Yeah.
We're all the same,
Definitely no age.
No age.
And visit the booth on Medfield Day.
Absolutely.
Yeah, should be
Good.
great. Well, thank you both for coming.
You're
Bob,
welcome.
it's great. I wish you good luck as chairman of your Council on Aging.
Thank you.
I do. And I hope you do as good a job as Roberta does.
Those are
he
big
does.
shoes to fill.
Yes, they are. Well, they're high heels also, which
Yeah,
might be a little harder.
make it a little more difficult.
Yeah.
But thank you both so much for coming. Appreciate it.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're watching Medfield TV, community shows.